Hey everybody, welcome to Justice League Monday and Dad's Den of Pop Culture. We have reached Justice League International number 8. It's moving day for the Justice League, story by Giffen and DeMatteis, art by Maguire and Gordon. And we get a nice, now this is the first issue of this comic that I ever bought. This is my original issue, got it at 7-Eleven. I knew who Booster Gold was. I had an issue of his comic. I didn't know who this guy was or her. But it looked funny, and I'm like, whoa, it's like a superhero book with a little comedy? I was very interested, and I stayed interested. So last issue, the Justice League became the Justice League International, getting a charter from the United Nations, which doesn't sit well with Jack Ryder, and, well, there's some other folks it doesn't sit well with either. We're going to meet them later. So they're now moving into their embassies in New York, in Paris, in Moscow, and that's what this one is about. Now, this is not a big-time action issue, and it does turn the comedy up quite a bit. So there we go. Let's get into it. So this is their embassy in New York that they're moving into. We see John Jones, now the leader, talking with these guys, these movers, and they're going, man, this is a big, heavy box. We got to get a porta lift. No need. I'll do it. Do you see what a man is capable of when he has his milk and cookies every day? He's joking, right? I think he's joking. And as he gets up to the second floor, he crashes through the floor. Apparently, they've been stuck in a building that is not quite up to code. And but they do notice that he left behind the crate, which is filled with double cream Oreos. Oh, the Oreos. They will be a thing as we move forward. John, yes, Captain Adam, I couldn't help noticing that you just fell through the ceiling. Oh, is that what happened? Are you all right? Perfectly. You want me to, you and Mr. Miracle, continue your work on the security system. I have to discuss a few things with the movers. And you see he's kind of stifling a laugh. So Adam and Miracle are doing this thing. Adam keeps talking. Mr. Miracle's like, I have to concentrate. He's like, man, I feel useless around here. Oh, well, look, he forgot to plug this in. This looks like a job for Captain Yow as he gets electrocuted. And we get the exclamation point, question mark thing here. There we go. The classic of comic books. That was, I guess, in comic books, that's how you used to say WTF. And angrily, Captain Adam fires back at the security system and basically screws up all the work that he's been doing down there. We see John Jones looking through the hole in the ceiling. Was that an explosion? Are we under attack? In a manner of speaking. Don't be upset, Mr. M. These things happen. In fact, it's these little mishaps that help bring people together, forge bonds of friendship and loyalty, and I better shut up before I make things any worse. So he's stomping out. Where are you going? Out. But, okay. And so they're talking with Oberon now, and he's kind of joking, about how bad the place is. And I just hope the others are having an easier time than we are. But, of course, they'd have to be. So the New York Embassy of the Justice League is a bit of a disaster. Flash forward to Moscow and Batman and the now very different Guy Gardner and these Russian agents, maybe soldiers, are not letting them through because of Guy Gardner. His recent incursions into Russia nearly brought both our nations into war. He must leave. War? Me? Why, he has to be mistaken, Quiet Guy. Let me assure you that I can control Guy. He won't be a problem. You have my word on that. And in any other matter, I would gladly take your word, Batman. But this, I believe I can assist. About time you got here. So, the new member of the League, Rocket Red, has just shown up. And I think maybe it is Rocket Red, number 7. Again, sometimes the coloration on these things in these old comics didn't come through, but I think that's a 7. So Rocket Red number 7 shows up, gets them through into the embassy, and Batman's letting Guy know, as soon as they're gone, I want you to sweep the entire embassy for bugs. Your power ring should be able to find even the most discreetly hidden listening device. What? You don't think they'd actually try to eavesdrop on us? Why, that's immoral. I don't think it, Guy. I know. So he's already collected several of them. And then Guy almost lets that go in front of Rocket Red. They're like, come on, Guy, let's get out of here. Here's the ambassador to them from Russia, who looks like he's maybe going to be late for his appointment with Batman, threatening his driver, the way Soviets can threaten people with getting there on time. And so he finally gets there. And you are the famous Batman, and your embassy chief, Boris Dmitrovich Razumin? Well, Boris Dmitrovich Razumin, I trust you can explain this. Explain? I don't understand. I think you do. And there's one of the bugs that he found. Oh, nothing to worry about, Batman. A tiny accident, a minor mishap, a slight misunderstanding, an infinitesimal error. Damn. So the Russians don't trust him. Mr. Miracle sure looks happy, though, as he's picking up from Star Labs a new vessel for them to fly around in. We'll see that in just a moment. But back to Paris now, where Blue and Gold, Booster Gold, Blue Beetle, in their civilian identities, are at a cafe, girl watching, and boy, they spot a lady. Ted Kordek, in fact, does first. God, I wish I had the guts to talk to her. Oh, look at that. Saturday morning cartoons, an institution, sadly, gone away. Maybe you don't, but I do. Forget it, Booster. She's out of your league. No pun intended. Oh, really? Just sit back and watch a master in action. If I'm not back in a month, see if you can get Superman to take my place. 46 seconds later, the women in your century sure are different from the women in mine. And so they get back to the embassy. Black Canary is PO'd because they were out goofing around. And we have Blue Beetle's about to lose it as the very embarrassed Booster is getting chewed out. Well, laughing time's over. Let's get down to work and whip this place into shape. Hey, look, Canary, we didn't mean any harm. We just wanted to take in some of the, and this might be, I don't know, this might be the first blah, ha, 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 ha that we get in the series. It won't be the last. Come on, Beetle. It wasn't that funny. So Canary doesn't know what the heck's going on. Booster leaves and then happens to bump into the woman who embarrassed the hell out of him in his civilian identity. Oh, excusez-moi, you must be the one that call Booster Gold. Yes, well, oh my gosh, it's her. Excuse me, I've got to be running now. Please wait, my name is Catherine Colbert. I am the League's Paris Bureau Chief. You're kidding. Pardon? I said I'm very pleased to meet you. I've got to get out of here before she recognizes me. Oh, Ms. Colbert, I didn't know you'd arrived. Saved. Black Canary, how nice to see you again. And so they're going in, of course, to the room where Blue Beetle is. And Blue Beetle, I'd like you to meet Miss Beetle. So the Beetle Gold thing is already happening. Back to New York. Well, it's finally done, and well done at that. My compliments, Captain Atom. You've more than atoned for your earlier sin. Hey, thanks, JJ. I think. So they've gotten the ceiling patched up. Security is probably back online. And at that moment, Mr. Miracle arrives with their new shuttle, whatever you want to call it. And so usually these super teams park on the roof. This might not be the best plan, though. These old beams will never hold up. In that case, I foresee a problem. And in fact, crash. It goes through the roof, through the ceiling. I'm so embarrassed. You'll have to excuse me for a moment, Captain. Where are you going? I need to find a quiet room in which to practice an ancient Martian meditation technique. Oh, really? What is that? It's called screaming. Oh, yeah, I know that one. Mind if I join you? Not at all. Well, they finally get things patched up. And Blue Beetle is telling everybody the story of what happened to Booster. Guy is, I know that Blue Beetle really doesn't mean any harm, but don't you think it's a Trifle cruel, making light of poor Booster's troubles that way. Why don't you help yourself to some more Oreos, guy? So they're talking about all this stuff, and Oberon bursts in. We have our first crisis over in Germany, in Bonn. So no rest for the weary. I'll get the ship ready, and then, yes, Scott, get the ship ready. But Beetle will be piloting today. But you'll get your chance, Scott, in a week or two. Yuck, yuck, yuck. And Beetle, please stop that juvenile snickering. Team leader for a couple days, and he already sounds like Batman. I heard that. So there we go. And Captain Adam saying to Black Canary, somehow I didn't think being in the League was going to be quite like this. It gets better, Captain. It gets better. Well, does it? Maybe not. So there we have the moving day. A nice little break from, action and major plots. A little comedy, a little character work. Everybody, getting to know each other. I like it. Smart move. Fun art. But there's a little backup in this one. You see, before the Justice League became international and teamed up with the United Nations, there was another super team called the Global Guardians. They got published, obviously, by DC Comics. Another one of the little forgotten pieces of DC Comics that were being sort of brought back up and used by these guys. So they're in their headquarters, which I believe is also in Paris, called the Dome. Their data is being downloaded to the new Justice League. And one of them, this guy right here, is not very happy. His name is Jack-o'-lantern. He is from Ireland, and he cannot believe that this is going on. Now, the Global Guardians have not been disbanded, but they no longer have UN backing, which definitely hurts their ability to get things done. He's arguing with Dr. Mist about this. And so he says, well, I'll be damned if Jack-o'-lantern is going to stand by and let him win. Don't get your Irish up, Jack. I am Irish, and I'll get it up if I want to. This doesn't affect the Guardians. We still exist. We still function. Like a neutered dog. They've cut us down, cut out our bloody heart. They've made us into a powerless, ineffectual joke. Mist is right, Jack. The Dome may be finished, but the Guardians are still alive. Minus United Nations backing, of course. Face it, like an adult, not like a spoiled child. Easy for you to say, you cold-hearted witch. You stupid, stinking... Put a lid on it, Jack. Put a lid on this. For Zach. So he has like this lantern that he uses for things. Zaps Dr. Mist. I suggest you leave now, Jack. Quickly. Very quickly. Before I forget that we were once friends. I'll go. Who needs you? Who needs any of you? The devil take you, I say. The devil take a lot of you. You notice I am not doing a bad Irish accent here, because I have too much respect for the Irish people. Well, mostly I just don't want them to get angry at me. So while that's happening, another member, Tuatara, shows up. Could somebody please tell me what's going on around here? What's the problem? What's the problem? I'll tell you what the problem is. I can't get my parking ticket validated. She snickers at that. Validated. The Dome's being shut down, and he's worried about his parking ticket. Okay, what's so funny? Could somebody please tell me? What's so funny? Computer feed complete in transmission. And here we have Jack-o'-lantern taking off. It ain't over yet. To be continued. Let's get a close-up on old Jack-o'-lantern. He's angry. Also, a little close-up on the next issue. The next issue is going to be, well, actually, in fact, I kind of have it sitting right here. Still in a bag. This is part of the Millennium thing. No Man Escapes the Manhunters. That was a big crossover event. That was okay. I didn't love it. It made some changes to the DC universe. There's some characters that I was kind of like, why'd they have to do that? And that's my thing with crossovers, is that they really need to have some kind of impact on the continuity. And so it's like this temporary event, though, that can have permanent changes on series that I don't always think were good or useful for the series. So to me, it's kind of like penny wise, pound foolish. But at any rate, Justice League number 8. So we see them moving in, but we do get a little hint of maybe something to come with Jack O'Lantern and the Global Guardians. They're going to be, in one way or another, a part of this book for many years to come. Let me know in the comments what you think of this issue, and let me know what you think of the comedy. I know some people loved it. The book did pretty well. There were spinoffs, Justice League Europe, Justice League Quarterly, but a lot of people didn't like the humor. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this little review, please give it a like, maybe subscribe, maybe share with a friend. If you do subscribe, hit the little notification bell. Every Monday, we're going through an issue of Justice League International. We've gone from 1 to number 8, and we'll be going all the way to, I guess, issue 52 at the end of the year, at which point I'll shift to a different book. Last year, it was Alpha Flight Monday. This year, Justice League Monday. So, until next time, God bless everybody. Please be kind to one another. Have a little bit of fun. Read a little Justice League. And I will see you hopefully again soon in Dad's Den of Pop Culture. Bye-bye.